What is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are back for episode number 100 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we played game, and in this episode, we might just keep doing that. We need scientific explanation as to why the things are not incorrect. And he says, "By the name of Apollo, I will, my lord." He's going to give us some formal testimony. And then he'll take us into part 2 of the trial. Part 2 of part 1 of the trial. Turn the volume down, it's loud as shit. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states that the kinesis cannot transport metal though. Hence, the metal weapon would have stayed put. I'm not even... hold on. Caught you, bitch. Yeah, present the photograph. Yeah, that's what it says. So I'm not even gonna bother, man. I'm not even gonna bother with that shit. Cause I caught you myself. Bro.
So, the thrust of your testimony, Professor, is...
That based upon his hypothesis, metal objects can't be... Okay, so, yeah, I'm not even entertaining this shit. I'm not even reading the details. Because this is still a Let's Play, first of all. But, real shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. None of this matters, bro. You're wrong. I knew it immediately. Bro said, let's see you cross-examine this. Idiot, the same way I always do. By winning, bro. Bro thinks he's all big and bad, bro. He's not. Yeah, let me go ahead and present the photograph. Objection! Idiot. This is a fucking tutorial trial. Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made, is that right? Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct. In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Osman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim. What? Metal? No, metal can't, as that's not... Metal? No! We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal rim spectacles would be found in the same place. Oh! My hypothesis! My hypothesis! Professor Harebrain, this isn't easy for me to say. Your hypothesis is clearly flawed. Whoa!
Order! Counsel, what is the implication of this?
If, on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. But my hypothesis is sound! I proved it that day! The experiment was a success! The experiment was proof of all my work!
If I could say something here in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society.
Yes, number 4, go ahead.
As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. And that's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science!
What? Wait, Great Scott, are you suggesting my science is suspect?
It's just been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us. In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense, from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you this, man is a heel, a bounder, a fraud.
I say the wreckage of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, never! That machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis! It's protected by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
Whatever that president will be, right? Everybody in that room.
I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? I need to raise an objection. I'm gonna be like, yo, whoa, 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 shut up. Professor Harebrained has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes? But even so...
Even so what?
Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection!
He had an obvious reason to do exactly that. For the research grant money.
No, but he wouldn't. This is what I'm talking about. He wouldn't get the money if he was just making a fake machine for the sake of making a fake machine.
If the government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculousness implausible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators?
What would be the value of such a grant? £10? No, an order of magnitude out, ma'am. £500 a year. Acclamation whatever much is! Society noticed it. The society noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science recently. And plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
That still doesn't, like, make any fucking sense.
No, I haven't deceived anyone, least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound, the science is sound. Please, you must believe me. No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success.
Baroque!
And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed this murder is the accused.
Baroque. Where is this heading? I have no idea.
My lord, if I may.
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks.
The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand.
No witnesses? What would be the nature of their involvement?
I want you to know, I'm seeing some names here, and I'm a little, confused.
They were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition, who were occupying special seats.
Eyewitnesses. God, there's some fuck-ass motherfuckers we're about to stumble upon. I'm just forewarning you now. Just get ready.
Very well. The court grants the prosecution's request. I should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident.
The prosecution's stance is clear. This experiment was no pastiche. The accused killed the financier victim there on the public stage, before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend,
Oh, yes?
it's time for you to make your own stance clear.
There's clearly a flaw in that professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. But where does that leave me? Where does that leave us? I think we're just kind of figuring it out as we go.
We shall take a short recess for now, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. In that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
Alright, we made it through part 1. Going into part 2, which does not seem to be that long, TBH. I mean, there's some bullshit that goes on, but like, it's really not that long. It's really not that long. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Again, if we can get this shit done, like the whole series. If I can get this one done, I'll feel a little bit better, but I do need to finish the whole fucking thing. It's also like 7:30 already, and I'm just now starting. I keep getting roped into fucking bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do it tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to do it this fucking weekend. I'm gonna get stuck doing shit. I need time.
Mr. Naruhodo, what on earth are you playing at just now? Or rather, what on earth are you playing at all along? My hypothesis! My amazing hypothesis! You've been picking holes in it from the start!
Ah, sorry about that.
But you promised me! You said you'd prove that Triton explosion was an accident, not murder!
You said you'd keep my precious invention from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me. Yeah, I did make you a promise, you're right. I said that I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. The fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there? But if I just run through some equations... Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete. Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he? Oh no! You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster. Not just as a scientist, but as a human being. Well, that might be a little over the top. And while we're on the subject, what about Baroque? He's being awful. Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean? He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being. Oh, but no, wait, he's a Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore. Glad that's cleared up. I don't know, man. Can I double check something with you? Ah, yes, what? The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved? I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn with the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hadn't reached maturity yet. But please, Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it. Alright, Professor, I understand.
Counsel, defend it! The prosecution's witnesses are ready to take the stand. Court is about to be in session again. Make your way to the courtroom, please.
It all hinges on that demonstration. If the professor's hypothesis is sound as he claims, it leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant.
A practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition is quite impossible.
Yeah, I'm of the camp that it just fucking exploded and like threw him over there. So really, what should I be trying to prove here? I don't know, just follow the logic, man. I don't think we've ever gotten anywhere trying to prove something. I don't think. Like, we've tried, but I don't think we've ever actually progressed that way.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witnesses to testify?
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
As is the defense, my lord.
So, Lord Van Zeeks, I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes.
Indeed they did. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective. So the testimony we're about to hear can be considered highly reliable.
Perfect. A detective of all people.
The prosecution's stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound. And consequently, the sole person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The prosecution's position is clear. So, bring forth your witnesses now.
Bailiff, show the witnesses in. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally.
Okay. Yeah, so that's one of them. No idea who the fuck that is. And then our girl Gina. She looks like, I know it's only been 6 months, but she looks more like upright. You know what I mean? Like she looks like, I don't want to say grown up because she doesn't like look different, but she looks more. She looks taller, you know what I mean?
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear.
My name is Balthazar Loon. I am
the impresario of all the hot air balloons in vicinity of the experimental stage. I should have saved the German.
My name is Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Armstein. I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia.
What the fuck? He's like 8.
I'm very rich.
Hold on. Hold on. Because he's got to be here now. He's not. Balthazar Loon is 42. That's my girl right there. Yo, Esmeralda. Hold on. Balthazar is 42 years old. She's 18? Okay, she is more grown up then. Because hold on. I don't like that the first thing that comes up is age. I'm only looking because I thought she was younger. Yeah, she was 17 in the first game. I was right. I knew she was like a kid back then. She's still like young, but you know. Did they give her a birthday? I'll just spoil it for myself that she survives the game.
Inspector Journalist Short, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective, even Sherlock Holmes agrees. I was on security duty at the exhibition, and I got to go up in one of them balloons. It was amazing.
Alright, hold on. Go back. Is Homeboy there yet? He is. He's 11. Bohemian Boy is what they call him. His real name is Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Ormstein. And she clearly loved every minute of the balloon. She had a lot of fun.
There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time and saw the events unfold from the skies above.
You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of circa 60 feet. Very low.
Well, you can't say nothing if you fly too high, can ya?
60 feet. About 18 meters then. Okay.
Thank you for your introductions. Now you will give your formal testimony to the court. Kindly describe exactly what you witness, especially those of you who are at a vantage point above the stage.
3 people's kind of fucking insane. The view from 60 feet up. It was an incident terrible. I am only grateful that my balloons were not damaged.
There's this huge bang from the stage, and in the next second, another bang in the score beside us. And from a misty smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere.
The cage! It fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower!
I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed in the tower.
Okay. So...
A most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Could I just clarify something? There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions?
More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear. And, as power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called birdcage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. The birdcage appeared at the site of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down into the crystal tower. I was very surprised. Suddenly, a cage appeared before my eyes with a person inside. The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide.
Why is he just fucking selling balloons and shit to this kid? Why is he buying?
I
I still have lots of money. Why is he doing? What happened to his last balloon?
Precisely who is this curious infant?
I'm told he's a young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently, he disguised himself in order to steal a notice into the Great Exhibition.
Yeah, I am here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
We will have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
How does that benefit fucking anybody? Do we really need that?
When I remove my mask, this is what I look like.
Ah yes, I see. A delightful face, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so. Great disguise, though.
The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower where the victim fell. Therefore, only the accused, who's with Mr. Asman on the stage, could possibly have committed the murder.
Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear. So, the defense's cross-examination now, please.
Yes, my lord. Alright, let's fuck him up. Cross-examination. Okay, so I'm supposed to press that. And then, so you actually saw the accident happen?
Yup, isn't it amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling you, Otto, being a lawyer's a mug's game. You should join the force and we can go flying together.
You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think?
Everything. We saw everything because we were up above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into the cage and that dodgy professor pulling all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang and the cage disappeared, just like that.
You were describing the moment the victim's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe.
I didn't know what to make of it. But then there was another bang, right me here. I looked round and there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky. And there was nothing there before.
Excuse me, little boy. Can you not talk during this fucking investigation? Master Gotts, does your memory of the day differ?
My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use the full name.
Ah, yes. What was it again?
Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Armstein.
Just the 4 names, then? The point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remark, perhaps?
Oh, get it right, Otto. It's Inspector Lestrade.
Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment?
That is not what I saw.
Oh?
Yeah, there was a second explosion and it was right beside our balloon. That is true. But I'm sure, which is what I said, innit? 1 minute there was nothing there and the next a massive explosion. My teacher at elementary school says that when someone else is speaking, even if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable!
Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy? What? He's just here to give him balloons. He didn't see shit.
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon?
Hey, you what? I never saw nothing like that. Well, I did. I saw it. And you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the council. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it is a lie. That is not allowed. Play the blatant royalty card, are you? Typical.
Says the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's Police.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testimony in the interest of cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia.
What does that do? Whatever. And then I present. Wait, what? Oh, and then you present
Objection.
that to say that he's full of shit, which I literally could have done the whole. Oh, I needed the other thing. Okay. Mr. Loon, in your testimony, you said that all 3 of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged. See, that is he's Mexican. What the fuck? That is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions. So wait, am I supposed to? See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions, it would have been terrible. I'm not doing that shit. I mean, should I? No, I'm already in too deep with his stupid voice. When am I ever gonna get to do that voice though? We're solving. I wonder if you might know what this is. I think it may be. See, part of a balloon, a burnt piece of the fabric of the envelope. Sorry, the envelope. Pardon, that is the large round part of the balloon, which becomes filled with hot air. It is made from very thick plastic, or very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want it to rip when you're in the sky. Just as I thought. It did. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified, a green balloon did indeed explode that day. Ah! If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence.
If a balloon exploded that day, what did the man say, sir?
Maybe everyone on board was killed. Oh dear, I haven't just paid all £10 for the experience. How awful. I don't know, this crowd was at a time anyway.
Objection.
The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on the stage, the point of materialization shifted a location occupied by the balloon.
That's why I didn't give that voice that time.
Causing the balloon to explode? Yes, eminently plausible.
An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts.
Hold it! Hold it! This I cannot accept!
Why not, Mr. Loon?
You're suggesting that I am a liar? The person's died in a balloon accident?
There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day.
That's right, and I prove it! Balthazar Loon is not a liar! There was no such balloon in the sky! It is non possible!
Maybe he's Italian. I might be fucking this whole thing. Whatever, man. When am I ever going to do that voice? So fuck it. You're saying it's impossible? Why?
This court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
Well, we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord! The defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon. It probably is Lune, and he is Italian, I would guess. I don't know, there's too much overlap.
I concur. There's clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye. It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, you will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition. Can I see my... Yeah, he's Italian, yeah.
So grazie, my lord. Son of a bitch. I changed his voice like it twice now. Motherfucker. This is the bullshit. As I said, Balthazar Loon is a no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. I can't. This is harder.
If they fell to the ground in an explosion, what a catastrophe!
But you can't get away from the fact a bit of cloth was found at the scene, can you? The coppers at the yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
This stupid Oragazo is mistaken! My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway.
So then it's not yours.
So your assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you? See, exactement! If he even saw a balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It's very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war, all out war.
Don't say that. What the fuck is fucking stupid shit? What happened to All Out War? Glad they addressed that shit. Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying. But that doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here.
If the defense is unable to find fault with the witness's statements, the court must consider them truth.
Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
The situation has clearly changed now. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you can in the next episode cross-examine the witness. But for now, I think I'm going to save the game and end the episode, because this is taking far too long. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.